Hello student, in the last session we were talking about the network cables and its different types, that is your twisted pair cables and coaxial cable and optic fiber cable. Right, now we also talked about the advantages, how it works, everything. Now let us go for the next type of media cable, that is your wireless media. Wireless media, that is without wires. All these are with wires. We are talking now about without wires. And the first thing that comes into mind when we are talking about wireless is radio waves. Right? So what is this radio waves? It is a type of electromagnetic radiation. Type of electromagnetic radiation with wavelengths in the electromagnetic spectrum that is longer than the infrared light. And the radio waves will have frequencies from around 300 gigahertz, not mega, 300 gigahertz to 3 kilohertz. You already know what you mean by radio waves, electromagnetic wavelengths, electromagnetic radiation in physics. So this is nothing but a electromagnetic radiation, and they travel at the speed of light. Radio waves travel at the speed of light. This naturally, when we are saying whatever we are talking about, the radio waves is artificial, that is artificially generated. There are naturally occurring radio waves also, that is made by a lightning or any astronomical object. So artificially generated radio waves, they are used for mobile and radio communication, mobile radio communications. Yeah, we are not talking only about mobile. It can also be fixed or mobile radio communications, and broadcasting, radar, and the navigation systems, communication satellites, computer networks, and other applications. So it is used for fixed or mobile radio applications, and it is used in communication satellites. It is used for broadcasting and radar or navigation systems, and computer networks, and any other applications also. So generally, whenever we are talking, a radio setup will have a transmitter and a receiver. So it transmits data over radio waves. What are the advantages of using this radio waves? Here, at one main advantage, the first major advantage is no cables and multiple channels. You can send it in different ways, multiple channels, and bandwidth is huge. So all these are the advantages, but there are disadvantages also. So what are those disadvantages? That is signal absorption. What do you mean by your signal absorption? Signal absorption means when you are transmitting, there might be a disturbance to the signal due to the atmosphere. So these microwaves may not be able to send the data with the strongest signal due to the atmospheric conditions also. And towers, you need towers for this. So towers are expensive. So these are some of the disadvantages of using your radio waves. And the next thing is, we can use satellite is also used for communication. This is another form of data transmission. So they are also wireless used for wireless communication purpose. So they have some properties that is used for many other things also. So a communication satellite, it's like a bigger that is your microwave repeater in the sky. It contains it, we talk in terms of transponders. So it contains several transponders which will listen to the spectrum. It amplifies, that is increases the incoming signals and rebroadcasts it to another frequency. For example, you have 50 megahertz, you go for 60 megahertz, so that there is no disturbance between the receiver and the transmitter. One is sending, one is receiving, right? You might have you know about one way, two way in the roads and all. You can either go from one direction to another direction, one way, two way, right? In the same road you cannot travel in both the directions. If it is a one way, you can either only travel in one direction, right? That's what we mean by a one way, two way. So what happens if one single road is used both for going from A to B and B to A? There might be accidents, due to speeding, all those things, overtaking, all these things and all problem occurs. In the same way, if you are using the same frequency to send the data and receive the data, then there might be a clash in the signals, right? So they use different frequencies to send the data and receiving the data. And the advantages of this satellite communication is it is flexible. It is flexible, and it can travel over a longer distance, and broadcasting is easy. Broadcasting is easy, and it is used for mobile applications, and it can also service can be provided to remote areas or underdeveloped areas also, and you can have a control over the network, over own, that is your own network, you can have a control. In the same way, you have your disadvantages also. So what are the disadvantages that we have? This, it requires more capital. That is, if you want to launch a space segment, then distance, when you are traveling over a huger distance, there might be disturbances, there might be interference, okay, that is your disturbance, propagation, etc. So this is about your satellite communication. And the next form you have is your infrared. So what does infrared do? It transfers the data. It transfers the data through air, again through air, by using infrared light. Infrared light. So it will not penetrate the solid objects. It will not go through the solid objects. When you are saying it will not penetrate the solid objects, means it blocks over there. It will not pass through. For example, your remote that you use for your televisions, if something comes in between, it blocks it, it will not travel, right? So that is your, it uses infrared light. And again you have your laser. So again, laser is a wireless communication medium for that has higher speed than the microwaves. So but this needs a laser transmitter. It needs a radio transmitter and a photosensitive receiver, both at the source and destination, because one who transmits will receive and one who receives can transmit. So you need a laser transmitter and a photosensitive receiver at both the source and the destination. And if you have any problem while connecting using cables, then this laser techniques can be used. So this is about your wireless media. And the next part, let us go for the switching techniques. All these are very important. Please remember. Let us go for the switching techniques. Now, what is this switching technique? That is, you are transmitting the data, right? These techniques are used to transmit the data in a proper way. That is to send the data towards the destination. You are sending the data from one point to the another point. Which route should it take? How should it take? All those are decided by your switching techniques. So we have different switching techniques. That is your circuit switching technique, message switching technique, and packet switching technique. Okay, now what happens in the circuit switching is, first thing, let's go for the circuit switching. We generally use this for the public networks. Circuit switching is like, you want to give information. We are talking about sending the data from one end to the another end, right? So let us go for the same thing. Imagine we want to give some information to you. So one person, you are sending the data to one more friend. You want to tell them something. So how do you send? We are not talking about computer networks now. Let us just say you want to send the information. How will you send that information? You call. Just imagine you are making a phone call to that person. And how will you do that? You dial the number, the ring goes, the call goes through. If the call goes through, that person at the other end, whomever you have been calling, should receive the call. Once they receive the call, then we say that a link has been established between the transmitter and the receiver, between two people. The link is open now. The line is open. Now you can tell them whatever you want to tell. You can pass the information. In the same way, in the circuit switching, a link has to be established between the sender and the receiver. Then the information is transmitted over the network. Okay, hope you understood now. In the circuit, a link should be established. These are the points that you have to remember. Established between the sender and the receiver. Then the information is transmitted. You can you can inform them, you can tell them whatever you want to tell. Transmitted over the network. Okay, till you finish telling them, there should be a open line. If the phone disconnects, then you cannot give them the information, right? In the same way, link has to be open till you finish. You cannot store the data. This is about your circuit switching. This is how circuit switching works. And then we have the second method, that is your message switching. So what happens in this message switching is, you need not have a dedicated path. Not necessary to have a dedicated path, that is open line, dedicated path between the two communication devices. So each and every message is treated as an independent unit and includes, like for example, let us give an example to make you understand. You want to send the information to your friend, but we are not going for the phone. Okay, in phone we are saying that you need, both line has to be open. So we are not talking about the phone. Let us talk about the post. You are writing a letter. So what do you do when you write the letter? You want to send the information. You are writing the information in the letter, and you are giving the source address. You are giving your address, that is the source address, and the whom should it destination address, right? This is your to, and this is your from address and to address. Who is writing, to whom are they writing, and you put it to the post. So what happens? The data is sent. You need not wait to see if they have received the letter. Your part is you want to send the information, you are sending the information. Have they received it or not, you are not bothered, but you have given the address to whom it should be sent. That is how your message switching works. And in the same way, the next part or the next type is your packet switching. So what happens in this packet switching is, now if you want to give a very lengthy information through the phone, it takes time. And if you're writing a letter, you have to write a bigger letter. Sometimes when you want to transmit the data from one part to another part, if the message is very big, it takes a longer time. So what do? In this, we are going to divide the information or the data into parts. It is divided into parts. You might have seen when you are sending your messages through WhatsApp and all, or maybe even in your SMS, if it is very lengthy message, it tells you you cannot exceed. It will be sent in parts, in packets. Okay, so what happens in this? This, for example, you have a lengthy message and that message is divided into parts. That is A, B, C, D, E. Just imagine you are dividing that message into 5 parts. It has to, this is your from address. Okay, A is your from and B is your to. So it has to go travel from A to B. So what happens in this? Sorry, let us have a different name. Yeah, X to Y. So what happens here? You have to send it from here to here, but the length, this message is very lengthy. So what you do is, it can take whatever part, whichever way you want to. Okay, so it has to reach from X to Y. The first, D can reach first, okay, and B can reach second, and E can reach third, A goes the fourth, and C goes in the fifth attempt. Okay, it takes that word. That's the timings that we are saying. For example, imagine you have to reach from A to B, or this destination. This is your source, X to Y, and there are around how many people? 5 people, as we are talking. A, B, C, D and E. You have to reach here, but this may not reach first, this may reach first, or this may reach first, whatever it is. Destination, reaching the destination is important, but at the destination, the message gets jumbled up. It is similar to your, in English you might have a passage which is jumbled up, and they may tell you to arrange the sentences in an order, right? So which sentence comes first, which sentence comes second, that you should be knowing. You have to arrange. In the same way, here we are dividing it into packages. We are sending it everything together at a time. Who reaches first, whoever comes first, we do not know. But again, in the receiver, it has to be put it in an order so that it is arranged in the receiver part also. So for that, what we do, you give the names here, so that whoever comes here, even if it comes here, for example, as we said here, who has come first? D, and then B has come, and then E, and then A, and then C, right? So you have this, but arrange at the destination, it will arrange also into an order, that is A, B, C, D, E, and then gives the message. So but what, for this to happen, you have to give the name, number to each and every packets. If without giving a number, if you send the packages, now for example, imagine we hadn't given this number A, B, C, D, E alphabetically, we have arranged here, we hadn't given that, just a packet. If it receives, we do not know what is the order, so you give a number or an alphabet, whatever it is. Give an address from whom you have received, who is receiving, who has sent, how to order. Again, here also end-to-end connection is not required, and the major advantage of this packet switching is its high speed of data transmission, and this will also be stored in a buffer. And if there is any problem in the network or the destination device, again data can be delivered later also, because it will be stored. So these are the different types of switching techniques. Let us end this session here and continue in the next session. Thank you.